What's up, teardrops? All right. What's up, everybody? What is up? I didn't do my eyebrows today. I don't care. Hey, Athena. How are you doing? Oh, hey, girl. Hey. I was like, wait a second. See ya. Oh, hey. All right. What's up, everybody? We are just getting started. Had a meeting today. Got some big news. Some big stuff going on. Cue the Roger meme. I got some big stuff going on. I quote Roger from American Dad more often than not. Speaking of American Dad, I have to find a new way to watch that because I canceled my Hulu subscription. Fuck you, Hulu. Fuck you, Disney Plus. If you're wondering as to why I say that, it's because Jimmy Kimmel just got canceled because he said, and I quote, "We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered CK as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving on Friday. The White House flew flags at half staff, which got some criticism, but on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking it." And then it cuts to the clip of Trump getting asked about CK, and he's like, yeah, it's sad. Also, have you seen my new ballroom? We're building it. Look at all the machines that are here. Took it real hard, buddy. Because of that, he's officially like no longer allowed to work. They're currently going to air a CK vigil during that time period. Maybe Trump can make that one because he sure as fuck didn't, or they missed his wake. So Trump didn't go to the vigil. He didn't go to the wake. None of it. He's real sad about it, isn't it? He cares about as much as he cares about the two men that were lynched in Mississippi and the two homeless camps that were shot up in Minnesota. Look at me remembering things. What the fuck? Listen, my eyebrows are very light. Look at them. Just shave them off. Just shave them off, Jenna. But yeah, so maybe he'll make that vigil instead. So that'll be tonight. I don't really give a fuck what time, but because I don't, condone fucking someone screaming out that, I should be stoned to death. Again, I try more often than not. Oh, where's my pen at? Oh, here it is. This gay tries to stone herself to death every day. Never works. Doesn't work. But he sure as fuck wants to. Lemon Raz. Speaking of. Anyways, yeah. You're trying to get your energy to get stuff ready for tomorrow? Heck yes! So, if you are in the South Carolina area, we will be doing the South Carolina horror convention this weekend. I don't remember what exactly it's called, and that's really bad. I keep on calling it the South Carolina Horror Convention, and now I'm worried that I'm not saying it right. Right? It is the... Yeah. SC Horror. Yeah, okay. I keep... Because horror conventions are either called horror conventions or like haunt convention. Anyways. But yes, SC Horror is this weekend. So if you are in South Carolina, definitely go check that out. You will probably see Teardrops and myself clowning around. Teardrops, are we gonna be clowns together? Should I pack up Libby? Libby, do you want to go? Of course I do. No, I want to fucking stay home, Jen. Just fucking leave me home. You always do anyways. You want to go to HorrorCon so bad? Yeah. HorrorCons are a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun at those. Horror conventions, I like going to them because then I get to bring out like characters that I don't normally get recognized in, or I get to do, we do get to meet Bam Margera. I want to give him a hug. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to, like, emotionally be like, I know it's like to lose your fucking best friend, dude. I'm so sorry. Like, Even though it's been years and years and years, but still, like, I know that boy, it was real fucked up from Ryan dying, and I don't blame him. Because I had a friend die in high school, and she was, like, my best friend. And she died of a car accident literally, like, within feet of my house. So, yeah, I was pretty fucked up from that. I actually fainted when they told me. I fainted, and I never fainted. Except for that one time. And I was, like, just out. Like, one of my friends caught me, and I was gonna pass out on the hard floor at our high school. And I was like, yeah, I was not okay. I was super not okay. So I completely empathize with him on that one. But yeah, it's been crazy. But I was late to our stream because we have an announcement to make. Next month, Halloween weekend, what you doing? Cancel that plan. Cancel it. It's not there anymore. Congratulations, you have a free weekend now. Magic. Go to Villains Con in South Carolina, baby, because I'm going to be there as a guest. We have a bunch of things planned. Her and I are gonna be chit-chatting, figuring out what we're gonna do for it. What things I'm gonna be doing as far as entertainment goes, things like that. But definitely check that out. I'll be promoting it as much as I can. I realize that it just says, it just looks like I say dump, but it says dump him. Dump him. This is like one of my comfiest shirts. Do I have shit on this? Oh no, did I get face oil on this? Son of a bitch. I get face oil on everything that I have, and I really need to stop putting shirts on and then putting face oil on. Anyways, I digress. But we're going to be doing that. This is their second year. So this is the second year that they've been doing this. This is a Black woman-owned con. So I always say, please support any POC, anything. Whether that be buying hair oil like I did last week, or this past weekend, actually. And I used a lot on my hair already. I've been, like, every now and then I'll just, like... But that's from Soul Sister. So, always support people of color, their businesses, small businesses, things like that. Please go check her out. Villains Con will be posting a little thing tonight on my stories, so definitely go give them a follow. If you're not already following Villains Con in South Carolina, please do. So we'll be going through stuff like that in the next month and giving you guys little tasty bits of information about that. So I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fantastic. Last year was a blast, and I was really sad that it was one day. And this year, 2 days, baby. 2 days. I'm really stoked. Because whenever I left, I think they were doing trivia at the time, or they were doing karaoke. I can't remember which one of the two. But I was just like, oh, I really want to be here for this. Or maybe a band. I don't remember. But I remember being exceptionally sad that I had to drive back. And now I don't have to. I get to party. I get to party hardy. I'm really stoked. Yes. Anyways. Today has been wild as far as news goes. I can't even stress this enough. And I didn't even get to check the other news situation that apparently, like, there was a shooting and 3 cops died. I mean, ACAB, but also, like, no one deserves to get shot. You know what I mean? Like, so conflicting feelings, but, like, bad times bears. I didn't even get to look into that situation that happened, but I guess, like, 3 police officers were killed in the line of duty. And the suspect was also killed in the whole thing. I had no idea. Like, all I knew is that it's in a primarily Trump place. So again, I have to look into that because there was nothing. And of course, 3 police officers died, but where's those flags at half staff, huh? Oh, that's right. Not a podcaster. Got it. That's why. craziness, absolutely craziness. Speaking of like the shoot, like with the Charlie Kirk thing, like going back into like the Jimmy Kimmel thing, it came out, and I think I said a little bit about it yesterday, but I remember telling you guys whenever all this stuff happened that there was an older man that was arrested, right? That older man is now staying arrested, not because he just like put himself in the middle of this and said that he literally was like, I shot him, shoot me. Like, as he was getting taken away, that's what he was yelling the whole time. I shot him, shoot me. And I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Well, I can see why now. Because it comes out that he has CP all over. So he's a pedophile. And they caught all this shit. So, like, he's staying arrested. I just was like, of course. Of course. Of course. This does not shock me that, you know, an elder white dude has CP on his computer. Like, it doesn't surprise me anymore. Life, RJ. Life. It's craziness. It's craziness. But yeah, it's crazy. And then not to mention, I don't know if anybody else has been looking into this. Yeah, today's America 101. Would Jenna say what? Today's America 101. Would Jenna say what? I kind of like that. I might steal that. I don't know. Maybe. That might be a thing that I might steal from you, Teardrops, because I kind of like that. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to, like, this is America. Did you guys hear that, like, this rap this guy did? And I was like, holy shit. It's perfect. It's like, this is America. This is embarrassing. Something, something, something. And I was like, oh my God, this is, yes, this is everything. But it's a dude that, like, a black dude that has, like, a fro that looks like he has it dyed almost like, what is it? The strawberry vanilla chocolate ice cream, which is the best ice cream. One of the best ice creams. Oh, happy International Cheeseburger Day. But yeah, I was listening to that song and I was like, oh my God. Yes. Yes. This is it. No, it's not Childish Gambino. I don't no, it's a smaller artist. I might have actually posted him. Maybe a couple of days ago. I don't know. Anyways, but what's really interesting is, like, yeah, it's his own. Yeah, Gambino is absolutely goated. You are absolutely right, Geek. 1,000%. How are you doing? Yeah, but this other dude did, like, a different version of it, and I was like, oh my God. And he's been, like, throwing bars every single day, and I'm just like, yes. Yes, indeed. Indeed. You're alive. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad you're holding up. I'm glad you're alive. Because, oh my God. That is such a mood. Yeah. It's crazy. To, like, everything that I was watching today, I was like, this is such a stockpile of bullshit. It's such a stockpile. And of course, like, I'm not forgetting about the fucking Epstein files, dudes. I'm not gonna fucking lay off of that. Because here Patel is, fucking Cash Patel, this little dollar sign. All right, Kasha, calm down. Like, lying on the stand and doing all this crazy shit about Epstein. And then what's absolutely insane is the royal family rolling out basically the red carpet for Trump going over to England, which is hilarious with the protests that they were doing, like the big Epstein and Trump picture that they rolled out. And then they did a whole, like, slideshow thing about how Trump's in the Epstein files, etc., etc. But it's so crazy because the Trump's allowed to dine with the king, and the king's brother is excommunicated from the family but still gets paid and gets to do nothing. He just gets to exist because he was in the Epstein files, and then or he was best friends with Epstein, did this interview, fucked it up so badly that the royal family had to basically like go, okay, you're not allowed to dine with us anymore or be around us. We just need you to exist and not do anything. And I'm like, wow, that must be fucking nice. Just getting paid and getting to just sit there and do nothing as long as you don't embarrass the family any more than you already have. It's just so fucked up. And it's like, it's so disgusting. But Trump, his even closer of a friend to Epstein, gets to dine with you and, you know, gets to do all this shit like he didn't do anything. And here's the whole kicker is like, if it came out that like truth be told completely that he actually didn't do anything with Epstein or any of the girls, which I mean, I don't believe that, but like, let's hypothetically say that. Him keeping it from the public makes you speculate even harder. And then on top of that, Kash Patel, who is an absolute patsy, he's gonna be a fall guy. Like, and we're seeing it happen in real time with all the conversations and all the grilling that he's getting. Fucking Thomas Massey ripped him a new one entirely. Ripped him a new one. And I was like, oh my God, Thomas, really? Okay, all right. What was it? He said that his comments, or this was about the comments of the client list for the Epstein files. So Thomas Massey tore him apart because of his comments stating that there's no client list for the Epstein files. Massey then went on to list the professions of people who were on this list. So there's actually a list, and Thomas Massey said that in court, like during the Q&A for Kash Patel. And let's see, I guess they're called the 302 documents, and the FBI has the possession of them. So he said the 302 documents in FBI possession, your possession, detail at least 20 men, including Mr. Jess Stanley, CEO of Barclays Bank. And with this, the list also includes one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, which I wonder that the fact that there's a like, I'm gonna go off on a side tangent really fast, but a Hollywood producer that would have gotten young girls, that sounds like that fucking producer for the Amanda Show and all of that, and it wouldn't surprise me if it's that dude. I can't remember his fucking name. I could see his face in my head though. That would make sense. I'd be like, oh yeah, Dan, Dan Harmon or whatever. Not Harmon. Either way, yeah, Dan Schneider. That's it. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if it was Dan Schneider, but it also wouldn't surprise me if it's another dude. It wouldn't surprise me. So let's see. Hollywood producer, one royal prince, which we know who that is, allegedly. One high-profile individual in the music industry. Wonder. One very prominent bank. Owner, like, yeah. One royal prince. One high-profile. Oh wait. Sorry, I wrote it down twice apparently. One high-profile government official. One high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, and at least 6 billionaires, including a billionaire from Canada. I want to know who the rock star and magician are, Because I bet that magician wishes he could make him disappear, but he can't. I'm out. Sorry. There's a lot of people on that list that wish that they could that would disappear, but Kevin O'Leary is the only rich Canadian billionaire that you know. Yeah. Yeah. Dan Harmon wasn't great either. That's fair. Yeah. But there is a list. Because these are the people that the women that were SA'd, they're the ones that pointed the finger at these people. So that's the list. That would be the list. David Blaine. I don't know. My gut immediately said Penn and Teller, but I was like, which one would it be? But then again, I'm like, I really hope that it's neither of them, because that would make me incredibly sad. I'd be like, wow. Wow. But they've been around for a lot longer. I'm looking at it from the 90s. And that was those guys. David Blaine has a daughter. Oh, it's always... Watch it be Chris Angel. Mind freak. Like, oh, God. You know what, though? That would also not surprise me. That dude creeps me out. Like, he creeps me out. There is... Something's up with him. Yeah, I forgot about Blaine. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I used to think he was hot as a kid. We all did. If we were all like, anybody that was kind of alt, kind of looked at him was like, he's hot. But, like, there was something about him that I was like, he's hot, but there's something wrong with him. Yeah. So, don't know. Did anybody see the absolutely insane Trump statue that got unveiled? I believe it's in the National Mall area of DC. It's Trump. Of course, he's a gold statue. Fucking so trashy. Anyways, and he has his hand out and there's a Bitcoin in it, and I just want to scream. And I didn't get a chance because, like, again, I was looking at, like, watching this stuff, especially with Massey grilling Kash Patel. I thought it was a joke, and then I realized that it wasn't. I was like, I can't look into this right now. I did too. I thought it was AI. And I'm still praying to God that it's AI. I need this to be AI. I can't deal with it. I honestly can't deal with it. It's so stupid. Jesus fucking Christ. It's so stupid. We were never the laughing stock of the world. Now we're always the laughing stock of the world, but now we're the hottest thing. Really? Looks at statue. Looks back. Really? We all know at least one name, one confirmed name for sure. Yeah, I believe that Jess Stanley, the CEO of Barclays Bank, is the one. Because that's the one that they actually said. Because technically, we don't officially know if Trump's on it, but with him keeping it as hard as he is and making Kash Patel the fall guy and doing all this cover-up, it looks suspicious like it is him. So, I believe that he's on it. In my opinion, now I have to fucking get a little crazy with this is my opinion. First Amendment for right now, motherfuckers. But it would blow my fucking mind if he wasn't in it. I would lose my fucking mind if he wasn't in it. I'd be like, there's no fucking way. Yeah, he would have released it if Biden was on it. And the thing that I'm saying, he's not releasing it knowing that Bill Clinton is more than likely on it. Because, like, let's get this straight. Like, even whenever Bill Clinton was around, I didn't really like him, but I was also a child, so I didn't like. But once he came out with Monica, like all of this stuff with Monica Lewinsky, that was the thing where I was like, I don't like this at all. This shouldn't be a thing that he's doing. And even as a child, I was like, I don't like this. Whenever you're cheating on your wife while you're the president of the United States, you're supposed to have some decorum. And even as a child, I was like, you need to have some fucking decorum. And so I immediately didn't like him at that point, because I was like, if you're lying about this and you're lying to your wife, then what else are you lying about? So for me, I like, anybody that's on that list, I want them outed. I want them to face their day in court. I want them to be off the streets, because if they have power, like all of these are saying that they do, which obviously they do, but like if it's all the people that they say have all this power, they're just getting kids from different places. You know what I mean? That just doesn't stop. If you're a drug addict that has all the money in the fucking world and all the power in the world, why stop whenever you can just get it from somewhere else easily? You know what I mean? Not to conflate like those two things, but like as an example, like if you have the money to do, like, you're not just gonna stop doing that because you're not caught. And even the people that are in these files, you know that they didn't stop. There was no way. These people are sick. That's not normal mental behavior. To look at a child and be like, that's what I'm into. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something that's just is something that everybody thinks. That's not common and that's not normal. That means that you have something in your head that's not tuned correctly. And I'm sure that there are people out there that are pedophiles and got help and sought that out, or, like have, gotten some degree of help or whatever, like, I know that there's got to be someone out there that's been able to like rehabilitate themselves, but it would be someone that has to, or someone that looks at it and goes, okay, there's something wrong with me. I need to get to the bottom of this. And they self-reflect. I'm sure that there's at least one person in the world in history that's done that, but like, it's a mental, there's something wrong up there for you to be like that. And as someone that grew up in a household that I was abused in every aspect of the word growing up, it bothers me so deeply that these people are not in a jail cell rotting away for the rest of their lives. It bothers me deeply. Because, we're so worried about kids. We're so worried about kids. No, you're not. No, you're not. We've said this so many times on this that it's not even funny. And then, like, to back that up, that Trump doesn't give a fuck about children. He doesn't give a fuck about children being trafficked. We have the Department of, or the DHS. Trump ordered agents to that are formally dedicated to investigating and arresting human traffickers. Now they are being forced to focus on deporting immigrants. Yeah, because they're the problems. They're the problems. It's insane to me that we have, like, not to put this, like, I'm trying to figure out a way to put this, as someone who has been an SW for as long as I have and saw the changes because of laws and regulations against the sex worker industry, watching these rules and regulations that hurt us and don't help us and put us in more predicaments and more bad positions in order to make up that income, and then you do this shit. And I'm like, I knew from the jump that it was to hurt sex workers to deplatform us, which that happens all the time, and now it's happening to civilians, just like we've always said, canaries in the coal mine. Like, anytime that there's a canary in the coal mine screaming about what's happening, please, for God's sakes, listen. But it makes me exceptionally mad, because when I was in the porn industry, there was, now timeline goes, like, around, like, 2006, there was a thing called AIM in California, AIM, and you would go, you would get your blood work done, you'd get tested for everything, and it would go up on a website, and it would have your government, and it would have your porn name. And it was an unspoken law with all of us SW that we weren't to use this as a doxing method, because this was here so you could go, okay, your name is Jack Smith, this is your porn handle, you know, Jack Off Smith, matches, you're clean, fantastic. And you'd be able to go about your scene and be able to do that. The fact that they took that away from, like, porn stars put them in a serious predicament, because even though we had that, and that was there to protect us, to make sure that we weren't contracting anything, because once you contracted something, you are to tap out. You are to tell your agent, you are to be like, hey, I caught something, I'm taking meds for it. Or if the worst case scenario happened, and you caught something that is not curable, you would be out of commission. That would be it. You'd be done. And that kept us safe. That kept our health and safe. And as they took these things away, it made it harder and harder. Think about, like, Backpage, getting rid of Craigslist and Backpage. Women and men, sex workers just in general, would post their ads on Craigslist and Backpage, and you were able to vet your clients a lot easier. And you were able to, you know, background check them, and you were able to do these things. Whenever they pulled that, they found no accounts of sex trafficking or anything like that. They found some tax evasion with, like, the higher ups of, like, Craigslist or something like that. But that was the extent of what they found. They found no child sex trafficking. They found nothing to conclude that this was a problem. But because sex workers were there, they took it down. Most platforms will allow sex workers to promote their work there for a certain period of time, so that platform can be built off their backs, because what sells? Sex sells. And you have these sex workers on this platform bringing in men, bringing in, you know, women that want to look like us, fuck like us, and hustle like us, but they hate us. That brings in those people too. And then as it progresses, then we start getting silenced. Most social media platforms are built off the backs of sex workers. And, you know, your dad got busted by a rookie cop because of Craigslist. Yeah. Craigslist was bad. It was really bad. And the thing is in my humble opinion, I feel that there is nothing wrong with sex work in general, even full service. I've said this before in the past, that I've been a full service sex worker before. And whenever it comes to things like that, I don't have a problem with it, because it's a service. There are so many, like, sex work and porn and all these things are not perpetuating aggression that males have towards women. That's not what it's doing. In fact, whenever you take these things away, I think it's going to get scarily worse. Because as we're doing these things of, like, oh, you know, again, under the guise of, like, protecting children, oh, you have to you have to like upload your driver's license in order to watch this and blah 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 blah. And they're not realizing that this is going to drive users into deeper and darker parts of the web. And if you think it's hard to find those deep dark places, you just haven't looked. I unfortunately, and I've said things like this in the past, but I don't think I've ever told anybody this story. But there was a guy that in high school that I was like looking at possibly dating, which again, this just shows you the kind of people that I was around during this time, because it was a small town, blah 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 blah. But one of the guys was like, he's like, "Oh, I found this site and I want to show you it." And I was like, "Okay." And he shows me the site, and it was quite literally a smut film. And I don't think I've ever been so scared in my life. And I realized I was home, like at his house by myself with him. And I just was like, "Oh my God," "Oh, that's neat." Like, and I just was like, "Oh my God, oh 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 my God." And I remember being like, just be cool, Jen. Be fucking cool. And just hang out for a little bit. And then like go, because at the time we didn't really have cell phones. It wasn't like I could text a friend and be like, 911, call me now. Like, it wasn't like that at all. And I had to sit there hearing my heartbeat in my fucking head. And I was like, "Oh yeah, oh shit, my stepdad, I gotta go." And then I found a way to get out of there. I don't even know how long I stayed at that house, but I think it was long enough for me to not raise suspicion. And at that point, from that point forward, I really kept that person at a full ass arm's distance. Never went back to their house, never did anything, kept that internally. But if you think that shit's hard to find, you're not looking hard enough, because kids will find that. And we were teenagers at the time, and he found it. So when I say that we need to, like, and I'm not saying like allow kids to watch porn, that's not what I'm saying. Please do not get that twisted. They should not be watching anything like that. And parents should be having open and honest conversations about sex and sexual things related to that. You know what I mean? They need to be aware, like, explain that shit to their kids, because if they don't, that's the shit that happens. They'll find a website and they'll just go down a rabbit hole, and now all of a sudden you have created a fucking monster. I don't know if this person is normal. I have not searched them up. I don't care to search them up, because I am scared as to what I'm going to find on the internet about this said person in case that is the case. What I'm saying is that if you put roadblocks that are that hard to get past, and especially with like adult men that have their own computers and don't have a parent watching over them, especially, what are they going to look up? What are they going to get ideas from? So you think that putting a stop to porn or putting a blocker to that, it's just going to make the worst websites easier to access. And it's going to make those worst websites pull in the worst people. And we're going to find women being murdered in the fucking street, like we aren't already, but like it's going to get worse. So like all this shit that's under the guise of like, oh, we're going to protect the kids. And now you're, because kids are going to look for this shit. They're going to. I was a fucking teenager. I know. And I worry about the shit that the kids are going to end up laying their eyeballs on. That's going to be 1,000 times worse than what it could be. Like, it's going to be 1,000 times worse. I was thinking about the site that I went on, and I was like, yeah, this all checks out now. Yeah. Yeah, that does. Because, like, I looked at it. I'm asexual, and I was looking at it, and I was like, this better not awaken something in me. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like it. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, monster fucker. That's what that is. But anyways, I digress. Should've known. But yeah, like, kids are going to find things. And especially if you don't have candid conversations, which are not easy to have. I can't even imagine that, like, it's like, yes. Yeah, ace. Yes. Yeah, I think I even have that on my profile. I'm a lot of things. It's a cornucopia of gay in this little thing. Like a little cornucopia of gay. But yeah, like, I can't even imagine being a parent and having a conversation about, like, consent and, you know, because it's going to be an awkward conversation. Your kid's not going to want to hear it completely. But if you have those conversations with your child and you give them the open space to be able to ask questions and be able to give them truthful answers, not just like, oh, keep your legs together. Like, that's not something that happens. It's not. When I graduated high school, a majority of our high school, both within 3 years of either side of my graduating class, we were all, like, I don't want to use the term Eskimo sibling, but I don't know, there's not a better term for that. What's a better non-racist kind of term for that? Because I don't like using that term. Because I feel like it's just, I don't know, it's just not, But, like, we had all collectively banged each other. You know what I mean? Small town, they're all, like, that's happening. That's happening. Like, basically, whenever you, like, so if I have sex with person A, and we break up and person A bangs person C and myself are, like, connected through that person because we all banged. And it's called, like, an Eskimo sibling, or, like, Eskimo brother, or Eskimo sister. And I've always hated that, but I don't know what the other word is called. But that's what my high school was. We literally had gotten to the point where all of us had banged each other that no one even questioned. Yeah, knowing, like, everybody was just so, like, sexually aware of each other. Like, and I didn't learn fuck all from school or my parents. So that's why I'm getting at, is I'm like, kids are going to find ways to go around that. So parents, for God's sakes, don't be like, abstinence is the only way, because they're not going to do it. They're going to stick shit up their ass because God doesn't see that, apparently. God. Whenever I moved out here, there was a girl that really believed that, and I was just like, we're in our 20s. What are you doing? What are you doing? I still don't understand that whatsoever. I'm like, you're still, who can say with it? Like, oh my God. So shit like that is gonna happen. Can we just teach our children proper instead of, like, letting people, right? I like, whenever shit just makes me want to, like, just disassociate as the camera just pans closer to me. Like, that's why I would, that's the song. It's just like, God, why? But that's the thing, is, like, parents that aren't teaching their kids and doing this shit, then they're putting all these, like, roadblocks that aren't helping their kids at all. And now we're discontinuing the search for pedophile. Like, come on. Your mom had you read smut? Oh my God. At least she was like explaining that. My mom just took a pencil and she's like, this is the boy. And then rams it into the pencil sharpener, the electric pencil sharpener. She's like, this is the girl. These are the babies. And I was like, and I want you guys to know, let me set the stage for you. I'm like maybe 7 at the time. I am sitting at my play school desk. I am watching Bewitched. I am doing my homework. And my mom just came up to me to say that. There was no warning. There was no preface. There was nothing. It was, let me grab this pencil off your desk. Boy, girl, zzz, babies. And I was like, I watch The Real World. I know where babies come from. Like, I was like, I watch The Road Rules and Real World every day that it comes on. Or like every day that it comes on TV, I'm watching it. So like, I know where babies come from. Gen X does. They lack empathy. Yeah. Actually, my mom's a boomer. Are we talking about wait, you're talking about Gen X? Gen Z. Gen Z is the new one. So Gen X is the one before me. Yeah, no, my mom's a boomer. My mom's a boomer that wants to leave America now. When she told me that, I think my heart skipped a few beats on that one. I was like, "Do what? You what?" And we're supposed to be in Chicago next month, and I'm like, they haven't really they have ice on the ground, but I don't know if it's like to the extent of what I'm worried about is going to happen when we're there. So, because you guys know me, like, my mom's going to have to bail me out of jail. She's going to have to, because if I see anything, I'm going to freak the fuck out. Oh my God, you told your mom. How very privileged of her to say that. How very privileged of her to say that. I don't know what to tell you. You know that you're also going to lose your rights too, woman. Woman. That's keyword. Keyword. So you know. But yeah, I'm very impressed with my mom's level of understanding and change. I don't think that she fully grasps a lot of it. But she has some strong opinions, and like for a long time she thought that she was like pro-life, and I had to explain to her that like, no, this isn't just a black and white situation. It's not like abortion, etc., etc. And she was like, well, babies get like aborted like right before they come. I was like, no, they don't, because that's murder. You do realize that, right? If the baby can survive out of the womb, just give it to a family. And she's like, oh. And I was like, I've never seen that. And there's no reports of that ever happening unless the child in utero is already dead. In which case, then that's kind of already done. And she was like, oh. And I was like, are you for birth control? And she's like, of course. And I was like, and you're for abortions up to like, I forgot what, I think I said like, you know, of like first trimester or what, I forgot what number I gave her, but, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, then you're pro-choice, Mom. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. And I was like, oh boy, here we go. So like, I explained a lot of shit to her because like, she didn't realize that it's not just black and white. It's not like one or the other. I was like, you can be pro-choice and still support women that don't want to get an abortion. That's their choice. They have the choice to do that. If they want to have their child, then that's fine. And then I was like, what about a little girl that gets raped and, you know, gets pregnant? And she goes, oh my God, she needs to get an abortion immediately. And I was like, you're pro-choice. And she's like, oh, I didn't realize that. So, like, I feel like a lot of people are just heavily misinformed, or they think that it has to be black and white. And the world is not black and white. It's in Technicolor, baby. You know what I mean? Like, we're not meant to just be in like one small box. Like, you're able to fluctuate. Everything's a sliding scale. It just depends on where you're at on that. Is like, you know, I can reach out to people and make people realize things, like with my mom. And I thought that was really awesome that like I helped her come to the realization that I don't, like, I am actually like a little bit more left leaning than I realized. I was like, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. I'm proud of her for like I feel like she's getting over a lot of her racism that she had, like her internalized racism. I don't think that she was ever like outlandishly, but you know, there would be times that we'd like pass by like a Hispanic dude and she'd like get close to me and be like, "Did you see him?" I'm like, yeah, he's less scary than the white dude that we just passed that was a meth head. So like, where are you getting at? And she's like, "Oh." And I remember like kind of being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm being a little mean to her, and she was like, "Oh." And I was like, statistically speaking, he's less likely to hurt us than that white meth head that passed us. And she's like, "Oh." Oh. I think the best point that I ever made was I was on the phone with my mom and I was like, how many white people have hurt you? Like, white men have hurt you? And she's like, a lot. And I was like, how many black, brown, and indigenous people have hurt you? She's like, huh. None. I was like, mm-hmm. 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 Changing those mentalities, you know what I mean? Changing up that mentality. I went on a whole ass tangent. Sorry. Oh man. But yeah, like all this shit is not helping anybody. It's not going to make anything better. And I mean, truth be told, I don't know what's going to get us first, guys. I don't know if it's going to be the weather, because we keep like, I know sometimes I forget, like, oh yeah, the weather could kill us at any point. Do you need stuff? Oh yeah, your wig is like a little messed up. I mean, if you don't end up being teardrops, that's fine. I mean, I can keep Libby at the house. She'd be like, "Fucking, of course you're gonna keep me here because you're a fascist dictator, Jen. Shut up, Libby." Like, I swear, I love figuring out what my characters would say to me, and I don't know why I like bullying myself with my characters, but I really do. I really, really do. I also love bullying Libby in my head. Like, whenever I'm, like, getting ready and stuff, I'm like, "You stupid bitch, you can't get the... But your eyebrows are perfect. Why? Why? Every time." I can't wait to start writing. I can't wait to just sit there and... All right, RJ, have a good night. I will see you later. But I can't wait to, like... Ooh, setting up for tonight. What's tonight? You gotta run None Alistair. Yeah. Oh! Fortnite! I know that you streamed. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, non-vampire in general. Yeah, just do those. Do those, girly. I don't know what I'm gonna bring if I don't bring Libby. I might bring her just for funsies, just because I do enjoy being Libby. And it's been a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've been Jones, actually. I'm kind of jonesing for Jones. I might bring her instead. We'll see. That's Libby's science experiment. Feel bad because I know RJ wants me to bring her, but I don't feel... Yeah, no, don't. If you don't feel like being teardrops, then don't do it. Don't force it. Yeah. I know. Yeah, don't force anything on yourself if you're not feeling it, because then you're just going to be uncomfortable. And I know whenever you get into teardrops, you really put all your energy into it. So if you're not feeling it, don't stress. We're still going to hang. We're still going to have a fun time. It's going to be a great con. We're going to get to be spooky and just chill out, you know? So don't stress about it. Not whatsoever. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do. I need to actually, like, sit there and figure it out, because once I'm done with work tomorrow, just a reminder, I'm going to be going to Jordan Klepper, his show, which I am, like, incredibly excited about. Especially with everything going on. I love The Daily Show. Jordan Klepper, hilarious. Probably one of the only people that can go into MAGA rallies and just do his thing. Highly intelligent too. I don't know if you've ever heard him speak about. He actually, there's like this MAGA guy that he would always run into at these rallies, and this guy was always just so heated towards Jordan Klepper and was such an asshole to him. And Jordan Klepper was in the airport getting ready to go home, had a layover, so he was sitting in the bar, and this guy, same dude, comes up to him and starts talking to him, and he said that whenever he saw me, he's like, oh, Jesus Christ, he's gonna come for me. And apparently they had like a lovely conversation, and he was like, he was completely different than what his online persona was. And I'm like, that's the problem. That's a very large problem, because he's still an influencer in MAGA space, and he's deliberately being a dick. For what reason? For what reason? Oh, for views and money. Like, crazy. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah, I will definitely be careful. I always, like, keep my head on a swivel. They'll probably have, a lot, like, metal detectors, so I probably won't be able to bring, like, my knife or anything. But I have a lot of rage, so I feel like I might be able to survive for, like, a half second against someone. I mean, I am 5'2", so I gotta give myself, like, that realization of, like, I am small, but I'm also small, and I feel like I could probably climb someone like a fucking hobbit climbing one of those walking trees. Just be like, ah! I was a wrestler. I was a wrestler for a very long time, so, I mean, maybe. Sweep the legs, Jenna. Sweep the legs. I was never good at that. I was never good at that. My brother tried to teach me, my ex-stepbrother who tried to teach me, Jesus Christ. Anytime I talk about my family and be like, oh, my ex-step-grandpappy, like, oh. He ripped out a piece of lead in one of my elbows. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one. I got a little lead thing right there. I got stuck with a pencil, but it's not lead anymore. But that didn't stop my ex-step-grandfather from taking his fucking pocket knife out and cutting my arm open to squeeze it out. And I was like, he didn't give me any choice, by the way. I was just like, oh, I have some lead in my elbow. And he's like, let me see that arm. And he, like, grabbed it, and I was like, what are you doing? And he had my arm like this. And I was like, oh my God. And he's like, don't you move. And I was like, okay. And he, like, just cut a little, and I was like, he did not clean that fucking knife. Like, my mom came in, she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, she had lead in her arm, so I had to take it out. And I was like, as I'm sitting there with my elbow just bleeding, and I'm like, Mom? She's like, oh, just grab a towel. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that was the same ex-step-grandfather that hid my car in his wife's, his, by the way, this is my step-grandma, because he got married after my step-grandmother passed away. We're still working through this, right? She was also this new step-grandmother was best friends with my art teacher, because they were both into horses And like that art teacher was the one that was like 75, 75, 80, 80, 85, 80, 90, 90, 90, 95, 95, like that. He had that, and she was involved in that kind of shit. And she didn't know that he had stolen my car, put it into her barn with her cattle, or not her cattle, but her horses. And she really hated him towards the end, but then he ended up dying in a mall that was dying. All's fair, love, and war, baby. That man was a piece of shit. Hated him. He was racist as fuck, too. Hated him. Hated him. His wife was not bad. She was a sweetie. Their house also really smelled weird. I hated going over their house. I hated it. It was so nasty. I was like, why does it smell weird? It wasn't like they hoarded. It wasn't because it was just always a weird smell in that place where I was like, I don't like this place. There's something wrong with this place. There's something weird in here. But yeah, absolutely wild. That grandfather, I got so many stories with that motherfucker. What a wild family. My ex stepdad and his entire family, crazy. It's craziness. There's some nice people in that family, but there's a lot of stories I have about everything with that family. It's crazy. It's crazy. Every time I tell stories like that, I'm just like, God, I'm so white trash. My ex step grandmother. Southern Illinois, everybody. I don't know. Oh man. Oh. Let's see. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the child trafficking. I think I said enough about that because I'm still, that I'm mad about it. I'm mad. Oh, I didn't even say that part. Another sign that the department is retreating on its human trafficking happened June 30th. So on June 30th, they're required by the landmark federal anti-trafficking law that they are to submit its annual trafficking in persons report to Congress. This was canceled. So in June, it was supposed to be June 30th was the deadline. They were supposed to get it in. Never in history has it been delayed past July. And now this hurts us for our grading for foreign governments. So if we get poor marks on this, we're ineligible for many forms of U.S. foreign aid. And I feel like that's another sign of us being cut off. So with us not having that, we're going to get America as a whole is going to get low marks because other countries, I don't know, give a shit about kids getting trafficked. So yeah, it makes me worried that that's just another sign of us being cut off. So yeah, as we heard, Poland just invoked Article 4. And we're inching towards Article 5 because of Russia. Belarus and the European nation are getting ready to do their war games exercise, and that happens every 4 years. But while this is happening, Putin is saying that they're going to be testing their nuclear launch drills. And Putin has already sent 19 drones that were all shot down, but they were all in Poland. So, dude is trying to inch elsewhere, which is what was gonna be the end game no matter what. So we might die of a world war. We might die of chicken pox outbreak or fucking polio outbreak. Weather, white supremacists. God, this is a cornucopia of bad ways to go. Son of a bitch, man. Can't even pick between any of those. No, I don't like any of it. It's all terrifying. No. Yeah, I got nothing. It's all shitty ways to go. I was trying to find a light spot in that, and I literally couldn't find one. And I'm really good at hunting for it. I can normally fight in the light at the end of the tunnel, and I can't find the light at the end of that one, so Oh, God. Like I said, I really hope I'm not right about what I said yesterday about, like, fucking dog killing psychopath Christy Nome uh doing something so fuck shit that she ends up getting like way too many people killed because of a natural disaster, and then that's what gets her gone. I really hope I'm wrong about that, but I really worry that that's going to be the thing. God. Like that Texas flood, like they're still hurting. St. Louis, the mayor of St. Louis, she literally went on and she was like, "Yeah, if Trump wants to come here with the National Guard, we welcome them because we haven't had any help since our tornado hit. And we need help with that rubble." And I was like, because when she first started to say that, and she was like, "We welcome him here," and I was like, "Bitch, what?" She's like, "Because we need some cleanup crews to help us with the debris and rubble from the last tornado since we haven't gotten any aid." And I was just like, yes. Yes, bitch, that's what you do. Like, it was such a mic drop because I was so prepared for her to be like, "Oh, this is, of course he can come here and take whoever he wants." And I was just like, "Oh my God." And nope. She took a hard left on that one. I was like, "Oh, she got me. She got me." Ugh, incredible. I know, like, this is, oh God. I'm like, I'm not even halfway done through all of this shit. I'm not even kidding. Trump announced today that Antifa is now considered a terrorist organization. However, Antifa isn't an organization. It's just anti-fascism. It's an ideal. But the problem with that is they're making those rules and lines ambiguous on purpose. This is to make non-organization or an organization so that they all have to decide. So the ambiguity is the useful part about this, because the useful and powerful part about this, because this is opening them up to take political prisoners. So anybody that speaks out against this administration, they can be like, "Oh, they're Antifa," and get them and try to get them on RICO charges. So if I'm actually putting things in place just in case, like getting Bruce ready, like having someone prepped to get Bruce and Cleo, have and this dude dead ass was like, "What's wrong with fascism?" Oh my God. They don't know the word. That's the problem, is the right doesn't understand what the word means. They're using the word but not understanding what it means, if that makes sense. And I think that if they understood the context, they wouldn't want it. It's the ignorance. It's the inability to look something up and to think critically and separate yourself from whatever you're following, and kind of look against the grain a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, so we're getting into a period of time where the First Amendment is being attacked. People are trying to like silence anybody on the left, and I'm not one of the bigger creators about this kind of stuff. I'm not. But I am getting shit in order just in case, because I am not going to stop talking about it. I'm just going to continue on, and I'm going to continue using my voice and my platform to give voices and a platform to people that need to use that voice and platform, i.e. anyone that's in the minority, because me looking like a cishet white woman, I can use that. I can utilize that as a way to kind of skirt some of the stuff that normally you'd get in trouble for. And with my platform being not as big as some of the other content creators, I'm pretty sure I can skate by for a little while, but I don't know where the end game is. But I've always said, I'm like, if I end up having to die like the witches before me, then so fucking be it. Because Bridget Bishop, to me, is still alive and well, sitting right over here. She is the first Salem witch to go. And I, like, ended up making an original character off of her. She's not dead, in my opinion. She still lives on within people and within women, because she wasn't a witch by any stretch of the imagination. She was a hardcore Christian. She was a Christ-loving woman that loved the color red. And Bridget Bishop was the first Salem witch to be hung and killed, and she was, you know, innocent of everything, but she was just an opinionated woman. And so, as an opinionated woman, I look at her and I'm like, it's my girl. It's my girl. But yeah, if that ends up happening, then, you know, so be it. I know I get reincarnated. I already know that. I'm a witch. I know that I do. I know. I have full, knowledge on that one. And you can ask me my witchy opinions on that shit, but, like, and you can dismiss it all you want, but I know, so I'm fine. I'll just come back. I always do. Like a little parasite. Always coming back. Just ask my exes. Ah! I love making fun of them. They make it easy. Why is my thing just like... Nope. Stop putting me in the box, camera. Why you be like this? Why you be like this? Anyways. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're getting into a point where... You know, people that can't speak out or don't want to speak out, it's going to be one of those times where I'm like, I don't fucking blame you. But I like to fight, so I can't help myself. Oh, and recently, like within the days of CK's death, data and studies from the Justice Department have been removed. And their government studies, based off of 3 decades of research, that found that far-right extremism is more than any other domestic terrorism group. So far-right extremism, it covers more, like there's more far-right extremism than any other domestic terror group. So... Rowdy! Chris Angel's on the list? I don't know. He might be. Wouldn't surprise me. But they said that, I don't know if you heard it, but there was... Okay, so these 302 documents that the FBI possesses has the details of 20 men, which is all the victims that pointed fingers at these people. You have Jess Staley, CEO of Barclays Bank, at least one Hollywood producer worth a few $100 million, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry, one very prominent bank owner, one royal prince, one high-profile individual in the music industry. Oh, I keep doing that over and over again. High-profile government official. My text is kind of small. High-profile government official, one high-profile former politician, one owner of a car company in Italy, one rock star, one magician, and at least 6 billionaires, including one billionaire from Canada. So we're all kind of speculating as to who it would be. But I don't think Chris Angel was really on the scene back in those days. And the only ones that I know that were on the scene were Penn and Teller. So I really hope it's not them, because I'd be very upset. Yeah, Bill Clinton, I would bet that that's the politician. I believe that the billionaire, because at the time Trump wasn't a president, but Bill Clinton was an ex-president at the time. But I think that Trump is one of the billionaires. in my humble opinion. So yeah, I kind of wonder about like who that magician is, cuz like fun fact, I fucking love magic. I love magic. There was a dude that hit on me at a con, and then like I was kind of interested, and I was like, yeah, but this dude's like way too drunk. I'm not going to deal with it. But I was like, oh, he's cute. At one point I saw him doing magic, and I went right up to him like the next year. I was like, you flirted with me last year, and if you would have led with the magic trick, that would have got me. And I walked away from him. I left it at that and walked away. Oh, Copperfield! Rowdy, I think that's it. That would not surprise me. That's the one. Okay, thank God. Because I really didn't want it to be Penn and Teller, because I would actually shed a tear on that one. I've been like, I love magic, and this is not fair. You're not seeing the YouTube chat for somewhere. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do that. Weird. Might just need to restart it at some point. But yeah, like, I'm just interested to know. Penn and Teller would be shocking. I would be very upset. I would honestly be very, very upset. Oh no, Rowdy's now there. I was putting my cursor over it like you can see it. She's fucking dumb. So dumb. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, Copperfield seems that would probably be. I feel like that would be it. Oh yeah, Jimmy Kimmel is getting extorted at current moment because they're trying to get him to donate money to CK's wife, which she has enough. I don't even think that she gives two shits about him because of how much money she has made off of him. She has profited off of his death more than what I think he could have made in his entire lifetime. To her, I feel like he is better off dead than alive with how much money she is skating away with. And they're wanting him to do that. Yeah, David Blaine always gave me the ick too. And then wants to have him donate to Turning Point too. And I'm like, I really want... Jesus Christ. They named her as CEO. Yeah, of a thing that says that she's not allowed to have a voice or a vote. When her finger gets chopped off, it's not going to be surprising. I have not seen Handmaid's Tale, but I know that reference. But yeah, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, I really hope that Jimmy Kimmel doesn't cave and do anything. I really hope he doesn't. I hope he's, because at this point, they're like, oh, well, we may bring him back. I'm like, dude, don't even. Don't. Because at this point, because he's like, oh, I'm going to go after Seth Meyers and Jimmy Fallon too, which he's already said they was going to. At this point, those four need to just make their own little YouTube channel and just go off of that so they can say whatever the fuck they want without having to filter. Then I also feel, what the fuck? You left out Jon Stewart and John Oliver? He left those two out, and I feel like they should feel kind of left out on this one, but also, like, good for skating under the radar, boys. Because, like, Jon Stewart fights for unions and fights for rights and shit. So, like, I'm surprised that he didn't have a, like, thing on. Oh, no. I don't know why my webcam doesn't, like, change. I might have to change my webcam. You should see the internet grilling Trump for his table manners in front of the king. Dude, Oh my god. He even said, no, he didn't. Jon Stewart would love to get fired. You're right, though, Rowdy. You're right. He would love to get fired. I'm going to have to switch my webcam. I only have 10% battery life on that one. Hold on. Let's switch it over. Is it OBS? No. It's Logitech. Hold on. It's too bright now. It's still too bright. Oh my god. It's fine. I'm like way over here now. Let me... Oh! See, look at that. Aren't we glad that I got a new camera? Aren't we happy about that? It's so much better. I literally... It's so far over. Hold on. Ugh. Turning the main light on. So we're just gonna do it like this while this little baby. Oh. While my Pocket 3 gets charged. It was on 10% battery life. Jon Stewart can't get fired. He retired and they brought him back to ease our anxiety. It didn't work, but I'm glad it came back, yeah. Let's get this little bitch. Oh god, you are toasty, babies. Doop. Now we're charging. Now we're charging. Ooh. She is a toasty baby. Oh my god. Just I need the fan too, but like my god, this thing needs a fan more than I do. Yeah, Jon Stewart, I'm sure that he would be totally down for leaving and doing that shit. But Kaiju Kitty. Yeah, it's fucking wild to me. But I'm glad that they didn't go after those two yet, I guess. But I think that at this point they just need to start their own show or something like separate from any sort of like TV station, because most of our TV stations are now run by all these conservative execs that are trying to sell, like, buy these, like, merge and all this shit, because that's why he got canned, is because of the merger. Both of them got canned because they were, like, their companies were merging. Why the fuck are you merging? Just, like, again, I really hate these big businesses. This is the problem. Because now everything is owned by these big mega corporations that don't give two shits about actually having the real truth coming out. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. I was trying to fan down this. Fast charging. Fuck yeah. Let's do it. What else? Oh, yeah, the whole Britain thing with God, what a... I mean, you bring a farm animal to a table. Also, I love Melania having her big-ass hats. She does that so he doesn't kiss her. That's what's like... Jesus Christ. It is impressive that she's around him as often as she is, and that kind of makes me wonder as far as his health goes. They do corporate mergers because they have shared interests in giving the illusion of choice. That is 1,000% correct. George Carlin was 1,000% right. Melania does look like the harbinger of death. Especially in those fucking hats and shit. She looks very menacing. Even in that yellow gown that she was wearing, it looked like... A, it looked like she was trying to blend in with the walls. B, that dress was not cute on her. And I'm not saying that just because she's Melania Trump. No. I'm saying, like, that yellow off-the-shoulder gown did not fit her. And that belt with that, it looked horrid. Horrid. Yeah, it looks like she doesn't want to be seen. That's what I thought too. Is that like all the big ass hats? I'm like, is that because she doesn't want to be seen? Because that's what it feels like. Like whenever you're like trying to hide from photos and shit. Because some of the photos you can't even see her face. She just looks like a mushroom. Like one of those big mushroom hats. That's what it looks like. So I don't know. I don't know. It seems a little weird. It seems like she's trying to hide. But yeah, I'm wondering about what all this is gonna, like, everything that we're seeing play out. I'm wondering how all this is gonna end up, like, at the very end of everything. I don't think someone was saying, like, oh, we're not gonna have another election because Trump is just gonna take office for a third time, like a third term. And I was like, I don't think he's gonna be around for a third term. I just don't. He's on a warm pump right now. As far as it looks under his jacket, that's why his jackets always look fucking weird. He's on a warm pump. The only time I've ever seen a warm pump be used is when I was on my first code, and that was a horrific stabbing. And they had to stop her heart to put her on a warm pump. And that was my first code. I was like, I walked in and everything slowed the fuck down. It was wild. And I was like, I can do ER. I can just do this. This is a thing that I can do. Weirdest thing. I'm really good in a really bad emergency, unfortunately. I hate, like, I'm glad about it, but also, like, learning it that way, I didn't want to have to learn it that way. I didn't want to have to ever see something like that, but there I was. And they put her on a warm pump. And that's the only time I've ever heard of that being used. So that doesn't bode well for him. And then photos of him at the castle, like his hand is obviously bruised. They have makeup on it, which a lot of times if you're on anticoagulants, you bruise up very easily. You know, you can touch an elderly person and they'll bruise up just because Coumadin, anticoagulants, if he has any sort of drinks on top of that, which you're not supposed to do, because those are also blood thinners. But if he's doing any kind of, like, drinking any kind of wine or anything like that on top of it, that's going to make things significantly worse. If he's having that bad of thrombosis, like with his veins and stuff, if a phlebotomist can't get to his vein, they're going to try his hand. That's just the way we do things. And in order to draw blood from anything other than the arms, you have to get a doctor's permission, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong if you draw blood from, like, a leg or whatever. In that code that I was talking about, I had to draw blood from a vein in the leg. And I was like, I can't get a vein in the arm. And Dr. Furry, yes, his name is Dr. Furry. He's like, go on the leg. I don't care. Get it however you need to. And I was like, done. And that was like my first month being a phlebotomist, by the way. And I was able to get a blood count and a type and screen for her blood. So I was very proud of myself for being able to do that. But there's just a lot of health concerns that I see as a medical professional where I'm like, this is not boding well for him. And again, like I said yesterday, there's something in me that, like, literally came across my brain right before I went to sleep. And I was like, if he goes, JD Vance is going to be worse. It'll get significantly worse with JD Vance. Or maybe he won't. It'll be a stalemate, which I would kind of hope. Yeah, they'll find some way to blame the Democrats. And what I worry about, this is my gigantic fear about this. And this goes into me talking about being a witch and things like that. I worry that what they will do is some dumb baby witch is going to come forward and say that they hexed him. And they're going to look at pagans and go, "You're next now." And I'm going to be like, okay, now this is the point where I've always said, I'm like, I don't think that I'll get put in a camp for being gay. But I think that they'll find the witchcraft thing and they'll be able to get me on that. I think that that's the thing that will get me. That's my thought process on it. But I think that that's what worries me, is that a witch is going to come forward and they're going to be like, "Oh, I did this." No, bitch, we collectively asked for it, you dumb bitch. It's not just one of us. So stupid. And, like, that's my fear, is because, like, that Etsy witch situation with Charlie Kirk, that scared me. And, like, also with the trans stuff, that scares me too, because being gender fluid, like, even though I can skate by and I can pretend like I'm, you know, I can hide myself pretty well in plain sight, but, like, with witchcraft, they can chase that down very easily. I mean, they just walk in the room and be like, "What's this?" And I'd be like, "Oh shit. A piece of wood." And they'd be like, "What's this?" And I'd be like, It's for food?" And they're gonna be like, "Put it on food." And I'd be like, "Okay." I don't even know what spell this was. It was something. She's been sitting on my altar for a while. What were you? How long have you been there? But yeah, see what I mean? Like, shit like that. They'll be like, "What's this?" And I'd be like, "Oh, fuck." Like, there's all this shit that they could easily be like, okay. And then I don't have my pagan books right here, but they would be like, fuck. So, bury it. Yeah. Burn me at the stake like my ancestors. I won't go down without a fight. Yep. I don't understand this, how JD was all fuck Trump and now he's slobs on his knob. Right? Yeah. I wonder about that all the time, because I was like, he was one of the first people that was like, he's a Nazi, fuck him, and now he's up his ass. And I guess, like, money and power get you know, get people to turn a blind eye. Especially whenever you already have privilege and you live in a bubble of, like, being up your own ass. And what's crazy is like, JD Vance's wife, I believe, was a liberal for a while. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, Charlie Kirk did support what happened to him. He said that that deaths a year are required for having the Second Amendment. And people are getting mad for us saying that, and I'm so confused as to that, because I was like, he literally said that. Yeah, you know, non-sequitur. No worries. But it's true. Like, at Trump A6s and Vance comes into office and makes, like, a surprise, and he's surprised left wing, he'll stroke out. Dude, I'm gonna hold on to that like a prayer. Hold on. Let me just take one of my crystals. Please let that be the case. But I mean, I doubt it, but I mean, I can hope. So make excuses why innocent civilians occupied territories across the world should die. Yeah, and God, fucking Gaza thing just kills me. Speaking of, that's the most horrible fucking thing. He's still a couch fucker regardless. You know what though? Whenever that came out and everybody's like, "Oh my god," I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. Not surprised. And when I was like, "Oh, I've heard so many men tell me that they've done that." I know of at least 4 dudes that have told me that they've done that in my lifetime. I've seen that. So whenever he said that, I was like, yeah, one of my exes recently, one of my recent exes, you can figure out which one it is, said that he did that back in whenever he was a kid. And I was like, oh. Wow. Okay. I was just like, sure. looks at couch and yeah, antique. Calling people Nazis is why he lost the election. Working people don't appreciate being called. But I mean, when the shoe fits, you know, it's crazy. Listen, at the end of the day, Charlie Kirk chatted too much and got, yeah. Oh, speaking of, yeah, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And what's really, really weird is, and I have yet to watch it because I just need to I need to take a moment to breathe for a second before I watch these two. But apparently Candace Owen and Tucker Carlson have been using their platforms to talk about how Charlie was reportedly offered 1.9 million to go to Israel, and he started to back away from Israel, and Candace and Tucker are saying that seems like a hit. And then 2 days before he died, he lost $2 million donation, which he had publicly because he publicly pledged to bring Tucker Carlson to the next Turning Point conference. And he told him over the past couple of months he was losing a lot of donations because he was bringing Tucker Carlson onto his show, into his Turning Point show. And I was like, uh-oh. I don't like this. I don't like this whatsoever. Because I can't trust a lot of the shit that's coming out. And whenever they're saying that shit, because I had said from the jump, I was like, I wonder if this was a hit. I wonder if this was a thing. And it's so hard to not go down those rabbit holes. I don't know. Objectively, the fact that anyone thinks he wasn't a propagandist. Yeah. He absolutely was. He's a stochastic terrorist is what that's called. So that's like if you're touting the stuff that he was, but you can say, well, I was just speaking my mind. So you can incite violence and terrorism through your platform and be able to still say oh, well, I didn't tell them to do that. And you can still have that as now if I said anything and someone did something I don't know if I'd ever say anything horrible like that, but if I did and then someone went off and slaughtered a bunch of people, I don't think I could live with myself. I'll be honest. That would be the thing that would make me be I might just need to leave this planet in a box because I'm a horrible person. I made this happen. I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I don't think I could. I'd be exceptionally horrified. Right, grifting is the easiest job in the world if you have no soul and want easy money. Absolutely. And I hear that so often. All right, teardrops. So tomorrow night I will not be on. I'm gonna be seeing Jordan Klepper in concert comedy. But going to see his stand up. So I will not be on tomorrow because getting there right after work. If I did, it starts at 7:30, and I wouldn't have the time to get there. So. Oh, at the hotel, you're right. Probably, I'll shoot you a message. Worst case scenario, I'll come up early in the morning, but I think I'm gonna end up coming out tomorrow night, just to get that, just to be there and not have to deal. I'm leaning more towards going there tomorrow night, because I think it's like a 3-hour drive, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll do this after the concert, because I'm going to be wired for sound anyways for a while. So it'll probably work out better if I do it that way, honestly. Anyways, night drives are nice. I mean, it would be Saturday anyways, so, I mean, there wouldn't be any traffic in the time period that I would leave, because I'd probably need to be there at like 10 a.m. I mean, I would be on the road at like 8 anyways, so early morning drive. So it just depends. I'm gonna see where I'm feeling tomorrow, because I don't want to drive if I'm really, really tired. So if I'm like beat, then I'll take a quote unquote nap and then just wake up bright and early in the morning and drive up. I just don't want to like get into an accident or put anyone else in danger or anything like that. So bring vampy stuff. We can be oh sure. I'll look and see who I'm feeling. I still haven't like sat on it and been like, who am I feeling? What character do I want to be? My brain keeps on saying Tiffany from Bride of Chucky, but I'm not sure. I might do Tiffany. Hello. I'm gonna bring Nancy for sure. I think I'm gonna bring Nancy. Oh, I might get too hot. No, you know what? Fuck it. I have like 7 outfits of Nancy's unintentionally. In fact, like her from The Craft, if anybody's following. Nancy's outfit from The Craft, whenever she like at the end, whenever she like throws the dude out of the window, that outfit, I have that green skirt that she has on, but that was my mom's in school. So I get to wear my mom's old skirt like over the top of another one. It just, I don't know, I love it, and it makes me like, I don't know, 5 a.m. to feel, oh, we'll have fun. But yeah, I might bring Nancy. It's also fun just to like do creepy faces and take photos like that. But yeah, man, just everything's so wild. It's wild. So it'll be a nice. This weekend's gonna be a very, very nice thing to kind of escape out of everything. Get into some scary makeup and shoot some photos and videos with friends and try to get all that stuff done and edit like a shitload of. I'm like, when is this gonna charge up? I need my other camera to charge up, because this camera is so different compared to the other one. I'm so glad that I have this camera. Oh, what a good camera does, because the lighting is good, but oh, I'm much more in focus whenever I'm over here. Hello. Anyway, let's see. It is 7:19. Did I even get to everything that I was planning on saying? I don't fucking know. Man, there is just so much that happened this week. Not even this week, just in the past 24 hours. As far as everything goes, we have, wars on. We have wars overseas. We have war on our First Amendment. If you don't think that they're not going to gun, pun intended, for your Second Amendment, you're probably out of your mind, because I think that they're going to eventually go for that too. And that's not going to be good. That's going to be really horrifying. I think that that's I've said this for a long time, that I think that they're going to start taking away gun rights. I mean, they already tried to be like, okay, trans people aren't allowed to have guns, and the NRA even stepped in and they were like, nope, over our dead body. And they were like, oh, so I know the NRA, because of that reason, I know that they'll step in, but at the same time, like, I can't trust anything, like any big company or corporation or anything like that, because you never know. They could turn on a fucking dime. You never know. It's crazy. But anyways, it is 7:21. I did a little bit of a short stream today in comparison because I had a meeting. And again, I will be at Villains Con on October 31st through the 1st next month. October 31st through November 1st. Villains Con in South Carolina. If you are in the area, definitely give them a check out. Come on down, see the con. It's going to be a excellent time. Again, if you're in South Carolina this weekend, we have South Carolina Horror Con, and that's going to be a blast. So that's why I'm going to be jumping off here, packing up some stuff. Solid! If you're not checking out Solid Plasma's new game, Art Attack, it's on Steam right now. Streaming right now. On Steam right now. It is an anti-AI art video game, so definitely check it out. No, Solid. I think didn't I give you a shout out today? Did I give you a shout out today on that? I think it's still on my stories, right? No, it's not. I've been trying to keep it up on my stories like at least every other day or so, just to kind of boost you a little bit. Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for making that game. That's really awesome. I'm really happy, and I'm going to, at some point, once next month gets to where I can actually play video games and stuff during the week, I'm going to end up doing that. Thank you, Solid. Definitely go check that out. Oh, God, I'm so excited. Should I not get it? Should I wait for Mag? No, because I'm not going to be able to wait for MagFest, because I thought about streaming it, actually. And try to get that going and stuff. So, oh yeah, I'll end up doing that. But I'm still gonna play it at that, and I'll wrangle some people and be like, "Have you heard of this game?" I like doing that. Yeah, I'm down. Hook me up with early access. Let's get it. Is my camera almost? Oh, 98%. My camera died, so I had to go with my old camera, which doesn't have as good of quality. It's not quite ready for the big time yet. Okay, that's fair. Should I not stream it then, and wait, or should I do like a like little test run, or do like a video, funding publishing? Okay. What I'll do is, we need wish lists. Okay. That makes sense. So I will, if you do a stream of it, we can actually work something out. I can either do that, or I can play some of the game, record it, and then, make like a little video of it to post on Instagram. And I'll shoot it to you before I post it and just get your opinion on it and see what you think. That could work too. As a Twitch listing, hey! Oh my god! Ah! That's big time, baby! Hell yeah! Yeah, so we'll do something like that before it comes out, or like, you know, is kind of an official launch of it, and kind of try to get people on my side to see that that's a cool indie game that we should all support, because it's important to support small businesses. If you can get it through a small business, go with a small business. Help your local people. Yeah, of course, Solid. I try. But really stoked for you. So did you get officially in, into MagFest for it? Like, do you have a booth and everything? Oh, I'm sorry. Not sure yet. Fair. I know that it takes them a little while to like get back to you. I know MagFest is nuts. It's nuts. Oh, you'll find out next month. Sweet. I have to do the, Yeah, I signed up for a badge. I have mine, so MagFest is definitely on. Doing the thing. All right, have a great night. But yeah, I'm actually jumping off here too. But solid, thank you for jumping in and getting that link out there as well. Definitely, guys, check out Solid Plasma's new game, Art Attack, on Steam. Fuck my life. Steam. And go favorite it at bare minimum. That's a free thing. You don't even have to. 2 seconds. Takes 2 seconds. And it helps someone else out. So. Oh, you stream on Mondays with it? Hell yeah. Go check out him play it. Watch the man himself. The man. The myth. The legend. Play his own game. I love it. I love that. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to jump off here. I got a pack for tomorrow. I vacuumed already, so that's checked off my list. Thank God. But I do have to do laundry. I have to do all this stuff. But I will not be on tomorrow. I will be going to see Jordan Klepper, do some stand-up comedy tomorrow, and it starts at 7:30. There's no time period that I could actually make it work, so sorry guys, no stream tomorrow, but I will be back on possibly on Monday. I may not be able to. It just depends. I have to do a meeting on Monday. So there's a possibility that I might not be on Friday and Monday, which if that's the case, I'll make sure that everybody knows that through my my stories on Instagram. I need to get better at posting on here and being like, hey, no stream today, doing the thing. I'll try to do that with Jordan Klepper, and then I'll try to do that on Monday as well. But either way, I love you all. I will see you on Tuesday at the very latest. Stories on here are buggy as fuck. That's fair. You can't post with emotes? Weird. But yeah, Tuesday at the very latest, I'll be back on talking about more news, more things, more stuff and such. Just various chit chats. So definitely check that out on Tuesday at the very minimum. And if you're not following me on my other social medias, please go check out my links, jennasaywhat.com/links. Please, 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 if you are not following me on Instagram, give me a follow. I was out of 10.9 purgatory, but it seems that I have slipped right back into it. And just further proving my point that I will be in 10.9k purgatory for the rest of my existence on YouTube or on my Instagram. So, c'est la vie, but it is driving me slightly mad. So whenever I go absolutely bonkers and have to put in a straitjacket, you'll know why. It's because the number 10.9 haunts me. Anyways, I love you all. Have a great night. Stay safe out there. Fuck ICE. Free Palestine. And keep your heads on a swivel, guys. Shit's getting weird, so keep your eyes open and stay safe out there. I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye!